Hello, warm greetings. Welcome back. Today we'll start with a short transmission from Ravan. Such a beautiful message of simplicity to come out of the story and honor that divine truth of the self, this aspect that we know, and Johann Wolfgang van Gogh shared this: knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. So I'm appreciating this opportunities to meet and this encouragement that we know it, we have the will, but also doing it. And yesterday, the subject, the way that it evolved, Hashem was sharing about the situation we're in. I think the word double lock was used, but that we have a destination, but also we have an enemy that is also having a destination. So there was this acknowledgement of the problem. And I was inspired by this quote by Machan Daliwayo, who is a Zimbabwean Canadian philosopher. The highest intelligence comes from solving the highest problems. So it's not intellectual, it's like the spiritual understanding of this spiritual diagnosis. So having this appreciation for this opportunity to get really clear. So warm welcome and handing over now. Shan, thank you.
Thank you, and hello, and good morning. The message we heard from Baba, this in the transmission, become bodiless. Let us create few minutes and experiment with this. We'll speak few words. And during this practice, and maybe something like few minutes, let us use our concentration. Follow the words. We will use the image of soul as an actor. Imagine John is acting in a school drama, and he's acting as Mr. Universe. When John comes home, comes to the home of mommy, daddy, he comes as John. He doesn't bring Mr. Universe with him. He may completely forget about his 10-minute performance in the school. He is with his parents and involved with that life of John. We understand the invisible actor right now, the invisible actor, the bodiless one. He is acting in this drama here. What happened since morning was a performance, no different to Mr. Universe drama in that school. Right now, Prashant is talking. This is happening in the theater. The invisible actor is able to step back, just like John was able to go to the home of mommy, daddy. In the same way, the invisible actor steps back, comes to his home. And is so happy to know that there is a home. That the temporary performance is not the whole thing. There is a very happy to experience the silence of this home. Just across on the stage, there is lots of sound. Behind, there is complete silence. Very happy to discover this. Very happy to discover the simplicity of the home. Complete simplicity. No clutter. On the stage, there are so many props. Houses and cars and trees, animals, so much going on. Clutter. Behind is complete simplicity. Even his form is like a tiny point. Very happy to be so simple. On the stage, you need hats, crowns, coats, masks, beards. If you are performing some drama, you need a beard and sticks. All this, you need complexity for the part. Behind, you don't need any of these things. Complete simplicity. Just a point. And very happy to discover this. Very happy to discover the family, true family, sweetness of the family. They all are also tiny points. Those whom you knew for eternity. On the stage, they all play different parts, maybe parts of kings, commanders, scholars, actors, dharmatmas, different parts they are playing. But behind, they are like tiny points. And so happy to be the point. So happy to belong to the true family. Those whom you knew for a long, long time, and you belong. The invisible actor is so happy to discover the solitude of this home. Just across, there is so much commotion on the stage. This moment, so much, we don't even need to read newspapers. There is a lot going on. Drama means there is variety of actions. And behind there is world of solitude and silence. So happy to experience the stillness of this world. Opposed to the stage, there is constant movement, everything changing. Behind there is stillness and silence and solitude, simplicity, sweetness of the family. Invisible actor, so happy to be sensible. To be acting in the drama and to completely forget your world, the real world, is senseless. The invisible actor understands what it means to be sensible. and discover this wonder of the home. And when the prince is sensible, he is happy to come on the stage again. Come on the stage with full enthusiasm and joy. And enjoy every moment of the stage. Because now he's sensible, he knows the stage as a stage. He knows of his big lottery, he has won this prize. He got a family and he got the home. He has immortality. Invisible actor is so happy to know that he has the supreme friend and the supreme guide. And the hero actor and the director as his companion, one who is the wisest and most sensible, most loving as his father. For the invisible actor, this is not a meditation. He sees the reality of this. As we continue on our journey, we strive just to keep this awareness. To be alive to the real world, the invisible actor strives to remain alive. Om Shanti. Hello and welcome back. We use the word alive. And what is the obstacle? Why should there be so much trouble in remaining alive and remaining conscious? Is it so serious? In the question of being alive, or this appears very serious? If we understand it once, that should be enough. Do you want to tell more?
The question is, what is meant by being alive, or why the emphasis? Habit and being asleep for half of this cycle.
Is it so difficult to be alive?
Someone has written, it's like hunters have been captured and we've forgotten that we ever knew, and that it's a game and we're playing, which has become like as if deadly. With knowledge we can reverse. Someone has said, sometimes requires constant attention, doesn't it mean being alive in the body rather than in the soul world? So question, does it mean to be alive in the body rather than in the soul world?
Sure. The one factor to understand in this equation, there is ego all along. So things are not so innocent. You choose to alive, just a habit, maybe it not that much. There is an ego, and ego also wants to be alive. Ego wants to survive. And ego is demonic. To survive, he is happy to make you unconscious. And this is exactly what happens. The reason invisible actor is not conscious, and even if he is conscious, he can be made unconscious again, because ego wants to survive. Even for 1 minute, you come to this accurate practice. Baba said, become bodiless. Yeah, how often we heard this. Baba is not telling us just once. We hear it every day in the Murli. And then we hear it again. Baba is saying, become bodiless. Why here? The highest teacher repeats some simple thing so many times. Again and again and again, many times in one Murli sometimes. Because ego is determined to make the soul unconscious. If you come to that accurate practice and become conscious, ego will suffocate during those seconds. And if anyone suffocates, he will do anything to survive. Such is the game behind. It is a war. Once Baba said, this is a fierce war between Ram and Ravan. Ravan is so determined, never listen to Ram. Don't use the word Ram. Ravan is so, passionate about this. And Ram says, Ravan should be burnt, and don't keep the ash even. Don't remove Ravan completely. Don't keep the slightest fragrance of Ravan. So the war between Ram and Ravan is fierce. And then that is happening within us. And knowledge, Baba often says this, knowledge is easy, and ego can also, it is service, knowledge, talking about knowledge. Ego likes it. It sort of ego gets some commission from that. And people will say, oh, look at this, so nice. I like this John. I like his ideas. So the ego gets percentage with knowledge. But if the invisible actor become conscious, then Ravan suffocates. How? So how do we deal with this? This is where we mentioned yesterday. Our subject of yesterday was revolving around the word light. Darkness and light. Nice for us to have this awareness. One side is darkness, other side is light. Darkness favors the ego. Darkness favors Ravan. Darkness of ignorance. Light favors the soul. Invisible prince When you create light, it becomes easy for him to become conscious. In the environment of darkness, ego becomes alive. So we mentioned yesterday, our destination is not just going to the soul world. They are thinking of the soul world. No, ego can do this. Remember God, remember God. Bhakti is full of remembering God. But ego is doing it. But our emphasis, what we are emphasizing, it is not just going to the soul world, remembering God. That is not our destination. Our destination is coming into light. Everything else follows. And coming into light, environment of light, in that environment, the invisible prince wakes up. An invisible prince automatically makes the ego weaker. Invisible prince can win over ego. One principle for us, we don't fight the battle in darkness. First shift the battleground, field, bring it to light. And in that environment, you are a winner. In military, the people, they are clever. They choose which is going to be the battleground, some high ground, whatever they have in mind, where you are going to fight, and then that is favorable to you. So here, your battleground is the world of light. When we use the paras, and we are very emphasizing it so much, why do we emphasize the word paras? Because paras helps us to see in 100% light. We have the images, sketches in our notebooks, but it has to go into our heads, brains. Then you are very, very lucky, immensely fortunate if that is the way you are seeing things. What we draw here, if that is the way you are seeing, you are very lucky. Because most important aspect of light, what would you say? Okay, someone says, I got light, I have heard the murlis and I can repeat all the points. What is the sign of someone is knowledgeful? What is the sign? 100% knowledgeful, they say, someone. What will be the sign? You want to tell?
He knows how to use the mind.
Yes.
Start to attitude of service, giving, not affected by anything in the drama, fully content, happy, bringing light to others, again, happiness, and always in paras, always using paras, staying in light, staying in light.
If this moment, if you are finding the entire physical world is not worth a penny, if this is what you feel at this moment, then you are in 100% light. The entire physical world, Prashant is part of that physical world. Some people might say, oh, look at this land is worth millions, and look at this, the shares are going up and there is gold here and something is so beautiful, and something is treasure. And oh, my aunties and friends are here. When you are in full light, you are seeing the whole thing is a stunt, a theater, story. There is no uncle and auntie there, and there is no gold there. There is just a stunt. We use the image, it is like a film. Images come, images go. Can you imagine? Just images. They come, they go. They will disappear. What you think is your uncle and auntie, the whole image will disappear. Cat comes, cat goes. Mouse comes, mouse goes. Queen comes, queen goes. Such is the world. Prashant comes, Prashant goes. When you are in full light, you are aware of it. And deep inside, you know complete irrelevance. That is the reason you don't cross the line to create any level of expectation or any bondage. Sign of full light is you don't cross the line. You are not waiting for sorrow, but right now you are seeing everything and you know what it is. We do this. If we are watching some cartoon, we understand it is a cartoon and your world is different. If you are watching some film, even soap operas, you are amused by this, but your world is different. You are with your family, your world. We can handle these two realities. And it can be a three-dimensional performance. Still, we understand the joke. You see everything that is going on there as a joke. If you are in full light, this is exactly will happen with this world here. The entire physical world. Not one penny. At the immediate level, as you are doing this, you will find you get engaged with the real world. If there is anything that prevents you from experiencing the wonder of this wonderland, of this supreme reality, is what is it that prevents them? If they are dangling in this club, if anyone is dangling in that club, they can't fly. But it is a game of a second. Right now we are understanding this and we experiment. See, this is like a story. We hear it, drama, drama, drama. It is temporary. Okay. And so, not worth a penny. Baba uses these words, not worth a penny. You got the mind is free from bondages. The bondages come only when you raise value. If you have given value to anything there, your reactions, Ravan is very much alive there. If you think something is very precious, something is beautiful, something is, very, you can't live without it, it all means Ravan is there. You think someone is your auntie there in that Mickey monkey world, and someone is your friend there. That's the drama. Drama means drama. Your family is here in the real world. We use the word true family. There is just one family. There is true father. There's just one father. True self. You are coming in this. So the word used is coming into light. In this environment, the invisible prince wakes up. And that is all that's required. It is someone who is unconscious becomes conscious, and then it is. If he's a prince, he discovers the prince. If he's wealthy, he discovers his wealth. It is a bit like that. You don't have to find job for him. You don't have to find, food for him. You just need to wake up, and then if things were good, he finds it. Here, the truth is immensely beautiful of everyone. They all are divine. They are royals. They are from the world of God. They are immortal. Truth is movement of the eternal prince. This applies to each one. They just need to become conscious. And they become conscious if they are in light. There can't be a higher destination than this. When we hear have yoga, Baba wants us to come on that side of the line. Baba is the one who is the only one who knows all this. Everyone is caught in that club. They are dangling in that club, in a big way. They don't see just more than a penny. They think it is everything there for them. They are ready to sell their soul for some clutter in that club. Completely, intellect is gone, and they can't see anything beyond. Such is the story. So here, Supreme Friend is the one who is conscious, and he knows your truth. All that he wants is we become conscious. The word used is yoga, but all these aspects are necessary. We hear the word, consider yourself a soul, many times. So in other words, the soul has to become conscious. Ego can use this language. Okay, ego can say, yes, John is a soul, John is a soul, I am a soul. And it can make the chant, but the experience will not happen. Because soul himself has to become conscious. You want to add anything? Any thoughts from you?
Connected with this, I was linking the need for the drama to be not worth a penny. Otherwise, our battle is with something in the drama, with someone or a situation that we are in conflict with, or we pushed or pulled by. So we necessarily need to come to that realization. And then on top of that, you were saying like bring light, so it's not like inner battle in dark. So this is interesting because with light, then it's not in a way a battle, but your peace is not with Maya, but you are in that safety with the Father. And also, it was interesting you were mentioning ego suffocates and it's a fierce war. And when I've heard this before, I felt not comfortable. But I was thinking it's not a point for disheartenment, but a point for empowerment. And yesterday's Murli, Robert said, Maya will punch you. But he was promoting caution. He said, I don't tell Maya not to come. I tell Maya to come and test you. And he even said, shake them up and see who's worthy of heaven. So also it's quite empowering. It's like Baba's actually giving you the vision of being stronger than Maya by saying that. And someone's commented, for the first time, got a feeling of how rooted the ego is. There was a question earlier, how to see the stage as a prize, because they found it quite disturbing and it's not something to enjoy for many people. And they don't like this prize. Any thoughts?
Prize. The word prize may not be the word we used, but yes, stage is a stage and theater is a theater. What is the word in a prize? What word did we use? Is it a different translation?
Maybe it's like, you could say gift. It's like extra and a gift, but how would you see this as a gift when it's not enjoyed for many people? Maybe a reward, maybe someone has time.
Yeah, sure. It is a bit like, say you are watching a cartoon, and cartoon, Mickey Mouse becomes big, Mickey Mouse becomes small, Mickey Mouse is put in the water, and Mickey Mouse puts Tom in a box and throws it in the sea. And you see all these things. You don't say, why this is not entertainment, this is so much sorrow. When you identify, you get sorrow. If you are identifying with Tom, then there will be sorrow. If you are not identifying, you see what is happening, but you know that everyone is safe. That is just a joke, what is going on there. Yes, so here, when we identify, when we have crossed the line, then it is not a gift. It is not an entertainment for anyone. But we first need to come in the right posture. We come out of confusion. Things cannot be solved in confusion. Sometimes if the child is confused, there are no answers. One child, she was playing with her imaginary pot, and her brother came and threw the pot away. Imaginary pot, he threw it away. So this girl started crying. And parents, what to do with this imaginary pot? They tried to bring a real pot. But she's crying, no, I want my pot, imaginary pot. And, if there is confusion, there are no answers. You just have to take them out of confusion. If someone suffers, they will suffer either case. You can't win. So also here, when we have crossed the line, there are no answers in that confusion. We don't try to negotiate at that level. First, come to the ground. That's why we said, first come in the light. Shift the battleground to the light. And then you are a winner. And then you realize in the story, Mickey Mouse becomes big, that is also a joke. Big Mickey Mouse becomes small, that is also a joke. They both are thrown into the sea, that is, you are seeing what happens next. The whole thing disappears, finishes. Okay, that is also okay. What we are seeing here, truth is immensely beautiful for everyone. It's humans, animals, all. They all are immortal. All the souls are immortal. And anyone who is immortal, they are divine. Natural state is divine. Because they do not need anything to be immortal. They cannot be harmed by anything. That's what makes them divine, complete. And then all these problems that are there, they are self-inflicted by our confusion, by darkness. We are really emphasizing this aspect of darkness. And we are emphasizing also that let it not be academic. We understand it today, let it not stay there, because ego wants you to just make it as a nice knowledge, nice understanding, but let us carry on the way we were before. This kind of a position is of the ego. Internally, let there be little energy of commitment here. Be the friend of the angel. Be the friend of the soul. Baba is the friend of the soul.
One question. Is this the only time in the cycle of the drama that we have access to 100% connection to God and experience 100% light?
Yes, because the concepts are there. Concepts, what we hear in knowledge, some concepts, different people, speculate. They think, okay, we are possibly soul, we are immortal, God exists. Some concepts are there. But what is absolutely missing in the entire bhakti and sannyasi tradition and religions and Buddhists and bhakti is knowledge of victory, how to win over Maya. That is missing. Even the knowledge that Maya, what is Maya, that is itself is missing. The chaos that Ravan creates, what Ravan can do, cannot do, that is missing. So Baba is, one name for Baba is Yudhishthira. He teaches the art of war. He knows the game well. And if someone wants to go for the top prize, he can help you win this game with the honors fully, because he knows the game, he knows the enemy, and he knows the method to overcome. Otherwise, if you don't know this game, just have ideas, concepts, Ravan defeats you in the first round. As we said here, even Brahmins, in spite of knowledge, ego wants to keep you back in the ego camp, because the war is life and death of ego.
Question. How is everything good for the souls who don't know the actors, who think the cartoon is real, and the soul is therefore experiencing sorrow?
Yeah, this is the point, that everything is good, but in confusion, we create our self-inflicted sorrows and problems. And that's why good for him to know that what he's seeing is not the truth. That something else is missing. It is good for him to know. that he has to change his posture. But same thing applies to, sometimes people say storms. Storms come, Maya comes, some intense desires come, and obsessions in different ways they come. All of that is the sign of darkness. Only when there is darkness, Maya takes this big form. It appears all real and alive and fierce. We do not fight in darkness. Bring light in the situation. Shift battleground to light. And Paras is an amazing gift for us. This moment, if we are using Paras, how are we going to see? The game changes. What is alokik? That becomes your normal. Alokik. Our world is extremely subtle, and we need to be prepared for it. Not to have this stubbornness, everything is gross, that is, ego wants to stay at a gross level. But our world is extremely subtle, including ourselves. And those who use Paras, for them, that becomes, oh yes, that solves it. It is a bit like that. He feels, wow, all things are falling in place. Let us create some minutes of this experience, Paras, and within this, make note of 10 factors, 10 areas to pay attention to. When we are saying Paras, this sketch is important. It is just a word, Paras, but it gives us the permission to come in 100% light. We don't need to be apologetic to see in this full light. We don't need to say, oh, I'm not ready, I am not good yesterday, I did some mistake the day before. No, right now, everyone has option to come in the full light. 100%. And in this full light, means full clarity, we are seeing story as story. And that too, last episode of the story, the whole thing is going to finish. And there is not much to analyze there. It's a story with a script. That's why there are no questions. Why? How? What? Those questions are not there. Because the story doesn't promise you any logic. Just clap and go home. That is the message when it comes to story. So everything that happened today and in the past, it is all happening in that story. We call it, what is the word for that story? What's the name of the story? Baba calls Kabristan.
Donkey ship.
We call it donkey club.
Anthill.
Okay. So, but all this allows us to go beyond the story. And beyond the story is reality. This world is alokik. We see this world in the image of sky, we see our true family. All images of stars, points, that's all agreed, but they are noble personalities. We said noble because they are immortal, they need nothing from anywhere. They are never beggars, never victims. Nothing in the universe, in the three worlds, can harm them, even the slightest. Such is the truth of everyone. That's why the natural personality is noble. All the complications that we see in the world is moving away from this. Beggar comes, victim comes, demon comes, then we see all complicated personalities. These are immensely lovely. They need nothing and they don't have a concept of harm. And given that the natural state of everyone is joy and love, they experience it fully. Natural state of all life is like this. Humans, animals, souls, they are beings of joy and love. This full light gives them the chance to be themselves, naturally happy and naturally loving. No other complication. There are no undercurrents, no subconscious stuff. They are happy and innocent, carefree. This is a family and this is the home of the Father. Father, also like everyone else, alokik. One who is the wisest and the highest. Highest because he helps everyone to come in light. Takes everyone out of this. Ego helps them gain victory. So that makes him wisest, highest, and holiest. Okay, here is God. It is amazing. But in this world, everything is auspicious. Relationships are very natural, close. In this environment, the invisible prince wakes up. This is the milestone we are looking for. Invisible prince is aware of his existence. He is conscious. He knows of his immortality. For him, it is so normal to be the point. But one beautiful aspect, huge realization for the invisible prince is understanding his complete independence from the story. Complete independence. Story is separate and he is separate. The role is separate, he is separate. Prashant is within the story. That monkey club, donkey club, Prashant is within that. And the invisible prince is separate, aware of this story, aware of the complete independence. If you are tempted to mix it, then it is ego-based effort. Ego may give the commentary and everything, but bottom line is he will mix it. Talk about God, but God loves John. That is important for him. And here the invisible prince understands the insignificance of the role and insignificance of the story. Not worth the penny. That includes Prashant also. But at the same time, there is self-respect. Invisible prince knows of his life with God. Worthy to be loved by God. Worthy to belong to God. Seen by God with a vision of equality. Knows he is very, very lucky. Also knows everyone is lucky. That's why it is like a huge prize. Invisible prince remaining conscious. And like a huge prize. There can't be a bigger prize than this. To start with, he discovers truth is in the real world. There are many books on truth and people are having philosophical discussions on truth. Invisible prince lives in truth. Others, when we are, unless the soul is conscious, an ego lives in the story. He lives in the fiction. Completely deluded. Whereas the invisible prince lives in truth. Invisible prince, his world is with God. His world is of immortality. He discovers his own nature is of joy and love. His world, there is no Ravan, no demon. That's why divine. World is divine, family is divine. Nothing inauspicious. No complications, such is the natural nature. He understands the universe is positive. And nature is friend. Plus God is your companion. Truth is immensely beautiful. There can't be a bigger prize than this. It already exists. All that was required was light to see it. He also understands this is the truth of everyone else. And more we just see this truth of others, it will be like a lighthouse effect. They will see it, their own truth. So what are the 10 things he experiences? First thing, he knows that there is perfection in the self. The invisible prince knows the world is perfect. We said the world is divine and world is eternal, but there is a perfection all around. Everyone is perfect. Even the story is perfect. If you are making a cartoon, Mickey Mouse cartoon with a director, producer, then they all want to do it properly. Even a war film, they want to do it properly, the war film. So here also, there's perfection all around, sky, earth. Invisible Prince feels his world is complete. Nothing missing. And his world is full. Nothing lacking. He experiences that it is beautiful, incorporeal world. The real beauty exists at the incorporeal level. Feeling just like perfection exists at that level. The seed of beauty is at the incorporeal level. He understands he is lucky. He also understands everyone is lucky, but knows he is lucky. He knows he has got the best, every aspect. He has got the best father, best home, best family. It is nothing is second best. Best mind, the best treasures. He got ultimate treasures of joy, love, beyond harm. He don't need to save money to build a castle. He is beyond harm. Nothing in the three worlds can harm him, even the slightest. He doesn't need to have insurance, health insurance. He is immortal and remains free from sorrow. So every aspect is the best for him. Home is the best, family is the best, mind is the best. Yeah, whatever he says, drama is the best. He feels like this. He knows that here is a celebration. What happens in celebration? There is a sense of belonging. There is love, there is respect, entertainment. It is like an eternal celebration. There are understanding the greatness of each other. It is like fully positive. The feelings are fully positive. It also means nothing is negative. No concept of anything being wrong. And because he knows this final result, he knows this absolute truth of everyone, he's seeing success. Whatever is happening, bottom line is they all are going to reach the destination. His yoga is with success. He is not thinking there can be failure. There may be failure happening in front, but he knows the final score. Final score is everyone is perfect, everyone is good, everyone is lovely. So his yoga is with success. And he knows all of this is forever, eternal. But it is perfection and fullness and beauty and positive. It is not just today. Christmas and we don't know about tomorrow. No, this reality is forever. 10 things. Invisible Prince who is conscious. He experiences this. It so happens that this is the alokik. He's seeing, he says, I'm lucky, not because in the story he has got some promotion. That is not a reason he says he's lucky. Or he doesn't say celebration because some festival is coming here. His whole experience is alokik and real and eternal. That's what he's seeing, experiencing. Unconditional. In front, there can be war going on in the story, but he experiences celebration. But what happens, the physical world is a reflection of the subtle. Lokik is a reflection of the alokik. So more you are experiencing perfection, fullness, experiencing everyone complete. You are yourself complete. You are seeing the beauty and seeing yourself lucky, seeing the best. Your yoga is there. Yoga is everything is positive and success and celebration and eternal. Harmony comes in this celebration. The harmony with everyone. Because if no one needs anything, no one is a beggar, no one is a victim, harmony is very natural. It's a dance, celebration is. It is a silent dance, celestial dance. So this is what you will see in the physical world. Golden age is justice. How do you create golden age? Because there is a dance happening at the alokik level and it reflects at the lokik. But you will see this happening before the golden age. As you are playing with this, signs will be there of any of these things. But the prize for us is not in the club. That is not the prize you are looking for. You got the real stuff, not the reflection. You want the real. You have the light to see the real and to show the real to others. Om Shanti. Or if you want to, I know time for rooms, but if you want to, any other comments or questions?
Question that's just come. What are the relationships like in 100% light, would you say? Is it like the equality of love, joy, anything else?
Not in a deep experience, when you understand the greatness of anyone, everything else is in place. Any relationship, if you understand the greatness of someone, then a relationship is automatically, it is right. Whatever you say, whatever you do, everything is right. Here, everyone is supremely great. Everyone is divine, and everyone is royal, and everyone is clean and childlike, godlike. Everyone is like this. If I'm not seeing them that way, it is my problem. This is the eternal truth. Such is the truth of everyone forever. So am I not seeing it like this? Then it is my problem. One who is in full light will see that, whether in the alokik world or here, they are the same ones in the drama. They are the invisible princes. So there may not be fuss externally, but silently there will be that respect that others deserve.
Giving an example once, if you're in a different country, you see someone or a relative or friend from home, it's like a really special surprise connection. But in the same way, every soul is from the same home, and to see them on the stage, it's like sort of like such a happy feeling. So that thought came up just now. And yeah, and another, maybe a question, 100% light, does that give 100% physical health in the drama as well?
Guaranteed. It is not that it will happen today, but in 100% light, your yoga is with health. You are understanding your best, your soul is immortal and beyond harm of any kind, forever healthy. You are seeing that, and physical level, that will be the reflection, and its results will be in this life itself. You will notice its benefits with the body in this life. Even if one creates this time, for a few minutes even, you will see the benefits for the body in this life.
Yeah, that was one of my questions. What are the signs? But one of them is improvement in the physical health now. Yeah. So should we take a break?
Sure.
And what would the notional question be?
What is the way? Destination and the way. What is the way?
Simple. Very good. So we'll meet now and see you back 10-15 minutes. Okay. Hello. Welcome back. Have a minute to dwell on some of these qualities that were shared earlier for 1 minute. Thank you. I liked what was said, yoga, it's like many things, keeping us busy with all these nuances. So happy to be welcoming Sanjay today to share a few thoughts. Sanjay is connecting from Israel. So good afternoon to welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's so suit today this subject of becoming free, because in Israel, the Judaism is celebrating this holiday of getting free from slavery from Egypt. So in the group, we almost all agree that those 10 words are perfect for staying in the right way. And the question is, what is the way? And the thought that jumped in the mind when this one heard the question was, is there a way? Is there any path that one needs to go through or climb to? And the second thought was, if there is a path that needs to be climbed, then Ravan will be happy, because while climbing there is storms and rocks and whatnot to stop the one who tries to climb to reach the destination. But if there is no way, zero length, meaning 1 second right thought, and you are there, maybe for 1 second it's okay, but then you can accumulate those seconds. Feeling that security and safety and love unconditionally, this is a huge thing, a huge relief, a huge joy here. Just staying as much as possible in this experience. Lightness comes, whatnot comes, whatever we were looking for decades, just in that second when we choose right. And what is to choose right? Secret is there. We can see it. Just stay in the light, and the light is truth as God, as Baba presented. There is a perfect world for us, the best world for us, best home, best family, which has everything for us. Just being in that space, knowing that nothing is lacking, everything we need is there for us. Because story, this film, this fiction is just for entertainment, it is there fixed, repeating little. And as was said, if I have a penny there, then I lost. If there is a penny waiting for me in that story, then really, and that's Baba's words, right? So we are not inventing anything imaginary. So just to pay that little attention, story is a story, and we have the chance to play in a joyfully way. And as Sanjay says, from time to time, have the popcorn in one hand and enjoy the play. Thank you for the chance, Om Shanti.
Very vivid popcorn image. Thank you. Yeah. And I think in your group, I heard someone sharing, it's like staying there, isn't it? Effort is really more to stay. And I like your highlight, it's like taking away the process, the simplification of that. Prashant was saying, not needing to be apologetic to be in this full light felt important here as well, because it's sometimes this misunderstood humility, or, from bhakti, I think, from devotion. It's just the nature to be there. So to go for that 100%, and you don't need a castle or insurance. That was a relief, or a job. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for sharing that short notice. So back to Prashant.
Thank you. And thank you to Sanjay. We'll get some popcorn soon. Quickly revising some things we mentioned yesterday and today. We saw that there is we are in the darkness, and journey is to come in the light. And in this journey, even one step you take yourselves, anyone else takes, congratulate yourselves. Simple step you are taking. And then we said, just creating an environment of knowledge, reading knowledge, getting involved with some discussion about knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Congratulate, because that is a process that will lead to full light. When one is in darkness, it is a double lock, which means you say, no knowledge, no need. Don't, Ravan said, don't talk about Ram. That is like, that is happening within you. It is not just a nice story, but you will find yourselves in that mode, where Ravan is fully, having his position. And that's why you are, taking step towards knowledge. Those who are disciplined in this, they win. For example, they regularly come to Murli. They got a discipline. There is no compromise there. They will win because they end up coming to knowledge, even though Ravan says, don't go. You are there. But for yourselves, we need more than just Murli. We need a revision. We need these reminders in different ways, and that environment of knowledge. We used the word attention. That is like a beautiful function that happens within us. We can direct our attention. And here, normally Ravan's attention is 100% in the story. All his treasures are in the story. It is like a bizarre thing that is happening in everyone's yoga is with the story. You are taking the attention beyond. So that is in the alaukik. And we are using the word alaukik, but we are also understanding that is the only word. It is not the main word, it is the only word. The rest all are images and stories. Another important word for us is awareness. Just checking if the invisible prince is conscious this moment, who is in charge? If the prince is not even there, then only ego will be in charge. And that is the aim for, that is our destination, invisible prince becoming conscious. Regime shift of the regime from Ravan's to bringing Ram. And we mentioned staying there and the coming there. Okay, the invisible prince is there. And someone asked, if your invisible prince is there, what is the sign he is there? The sign is that he will he will see his complete independence from the role. So the only other possibility is ego is in charge. And if ego is in charge, he will not say the story is not worth a penny, and he will not feel like that. And he will not say it is a Mickey monkey club. No, everything is very important. I is very much in the story. So if the invisible prince is conscious, you will, during those seconds, minutes, you understand your complete independence from the whole story. This moment, try and get a feel of it, the whole thing. Right now, this gathering, it is all happening in the story, small. And the alokik world is important for you. And in the story, things can change, and there can be destruction, and Prashant disappears. But that is all happening in the story. For the invisible prince, celebration goes on forever. All those things that we mentioned, they go on forever. Not to cross the line, if you to keep this label, not worth a penny, 1 penny label, that will prevent you from crossing the line. Line gets crossed only when something there becomes important. There is no physical line that you cross. It is not thinking of the physical world is not crossing the line. But anything there appears beautiful, important, valuable, alive, then we are crossing the line. And worth for us to understand what it means to be right behind the line. Get this perspective. You will never regret creating that experience right behind. It may be very courageous to say your uncles, aunties, and all this, they don't exist. They are characters. They are, your family is alokik. Even for a few minutes to really grasp this, the reality of the true family, true home, true father, and that across here is story. In the confusion, we were deceived into believing, this is your world. That's why we here in the Murli forget the body, forget relations, bodily relations, forget bodily, forget in this case, come out of the story, come out of that delusion. So that prevents you. One guard we need to keep is how ego is not going to just say, okay, you are amazing, I'm going to go. Ego will come in many different. Ego can adapt. Just to be aware how the ego will come. That and same formula. Ego flourishes in darkness. If you are bringing light, ego shrinks. We don't fight the battle in darkness. With yourselves, with anybody else's darkness, don't go to that level and come into discussion or solving anything. First move the whole ground to the high level. And at that level, there are answers. So here, ego is a product in darkness. If there is a straight fight between darkness and light wins 100%. It is not 50% chance light. No. If there is darkness and you bring light, you win. Light wins. But there has to be light, not just talking about light. That's why there has to be yoga, not just knowledge. Maybe I'll stop here, and it will be nice to hear some thoughts from you, and Also, we will be hearing some transmissions, some thoughts from Baba.
Lovely to hear the thoughts, especially in the rooms. A question just to ask actually about this light. How do we differentiate between the lighthouse versus the might house experience that we hear often, those two together?
Sure. In that we saw the word light, and light draws your attention there. If something is very important and you shine light there, people at least come to know, oh wow, that exists, and then they can go there if they want. So that is light. And without that, they are completely unaware even that exists. Now, in this case, you are creating light where you are creating light to their true home and to themselves. They themselves are divine princes and they can't see themselves. You are seeing that. So that is light. Might is what they may know, oh, this is wonderful. The soul is there and God is there, they are loved, but they can't come out of this bondages they have created. They are tied, they feel they are tied. And some storms this kind, and one goes, another comes. One ego goes, another ego comes, that kind of thing. So in those situations, you need another kind of involvement there. You have intention to help, but you need something else. Just light is not enough. There is the involvement of might required. Say someone is drowning, who can pull him out? Someone has fallen in the water, who is in a position to pull him out? You want to answer?
Someone who's already in light, in the
Yes, but
water.
I'm giving a very physical example. Someone has fallen in the water and there are 2-3 people who can help that other person out of the water.
Someone who can swim, someone strong, one with a long stick, with muscles, someone who's more powerful.
Yes, good, very good. Strong, powerful. But along with that, if you are yourself stable, if you are on the stable ground, then you are able to pull the other person out. If your ground itself is shaking, you try to help and you may go into the water. Then you are not in a position to help the other person out. In this case, you need to be stable. In light is good, but you have to be constant, unshakable. That sort of stage is required. You are reliably there, and some pull from some other direction, that is not going to pull you down. You are in light in a stable way. Then you also are able to help the others with might. Might is a more refined intervention than light.
So
Yeah.
once you have light, you are developing the might.
Yes.
Stable and light. Yeah. It's like unequivocal, like cannot be changed by anything. It's wonderful to have that yoga. a bit earlier you said congratulate yourself. How do we manage to do that without congratulating Ravan or Ravan getting commission?
That's okay. In this case, even if Ravan gets some commission, that is okay, because you are moving forward. You are getting 90%. And you are coming back again. You are coming next day. So the soul is progressing. And then once he's stronger, he's into light. He can remove the Ravan's department.
Maybe one more question. How to stay in drama? Can we ignore it or ignore the body? How to maintain balance or just to let it be? That's the question.
Sure. We often give examples. You may be a guest at someone's house. You don't ignore. You are a guest, and sometimes guests, they take care of something even better than local people. So the same thing happens here also. You are a guest in the place, and you are a trustee of the whole thing, body and everything else around it. And we naturally are noble. We naturally are divine. We don't need to say this is mine to take care. More you are in that soul space, your natural response is care and love, and you act from that space, angelic space.
Thank you. Hope that helps. Very reminded that it's actually normal and natural. So yeah, appreciate that. So we've come to time. Anything final you'd like to add?
I would like to underline this word, destination. We mentioned, used the image of a football player, one who has clear destination. He solves, all the blocks and difficulties, and goes to success. It guides him. Once that destination is in the mind, he uses everything properly, as opposed to someone who is in a wrong destination or confused. Then he may be going in circle and there is no success. For us to get that focus, Maya will try to create confusion to get back repeatedly. What is the destination? What do you want to reach? Where do you want to reach? Don't go into other Maya's smaller destinations. Repeatedly come back to the destination. Remember what Baba said. Baba asked, who will reach the destination? And those who have the destination in their eyes, they will reach the destination. So good luck.
Thank you. Feels like lots of seeds to inspire this and definitely to revise. Thank you. Thanks to everyone, and especially co-hosts and translators. I'm just going to share the details of the next retreat in the chat, and also on the screen the subject will be on body consciousness, understanding the subtle and royal forms of spirit to be free. So that will be in May, the later time. We can put the details of the YouTube channel. If it's not good for your time zone, you can catch up. We'll also send by email. We'll finish with transmission from Bapdada. Om Shanti.
सभी सभी एक सेकंड में फरिश्ता